Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a brand new podcast starring myself and my good friend Stuart Ashen.
Hello.
Hello. Now, today we are going to be discussing E3 2012. Isn't that
God, do we have to?
I'm afraid we do, yes. Unfortunately, it's 2 weeks late, but I don't think...
that makes me feel a bit better.
Yes, but it doesn't matter too much. I mean, if it works for the R8 game, it should work for us.
So we have to actually get things right, though? Or can we just make it all up?
Well, it works for him, so either way. But we're going to... you haven't actually listened to much of E3 this year, have you?
Nope, I very rarely do. I've very little interest in sort of mainstream games at the second, so it's all just first-person shooter.
Well, you got some excitement for this then.
God. Tell me up front, how many of them are first-person shooters or cover-based shooters?
About 60%.
Oh, tremendous.
Okay, and everything else is just a rip-off of Uncharted. But
oh, God. So we're talking about third-person shooter, first-person shooter, cover-based shooter.
Yes.
Oh, tremendous. Are there any indie games or anything interesting in there?
Well, there's a couple of Xbox Live Arcade, Summer of Arcade games announced.
That might be something.
I have to look at them. They have got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD.
Wow.
Which is actually the first Tony Hawk's game in HD.
Is it? That can't be right.
The very first PlayStation game. The very first Tony. And they've released it in HD, and apparently he's spent 3 years on it.
Wow.
So, yes.
Doing what?
I don't know. Probably half the time it's just flogging off those skateboard controllers that nobody bought. But...
melting them down and making houses. Yeah.
Everything else you've... got some Kinect exclusive games.
Oh, God, I've forgotten about Kinect. Bloody hell. For the 3 people in the world who live in the fucking Albert Hall so have enough room to use the damn thing.
Oh, yes. Unfortunately, most of the Microsoft thing was pushing the Kinect again, because it is the future of gaming, after all.
How have they sold so many? Who have they sold them to?
I don't know.
I was given one free, so I've got one, but I can't fucking use it because I don't have a room big enough to use it in.
You don't live in the Albert Hall in Britain, that's why.
Yeah, well, only one person does. Albert, presumably.
Mm. So, yes, I shall go over the main games anyhow. I think the most unique Xbox Live Arcade game coming out in the summer is one called Deadlight.
Mm-hmm.
It's 1986 in the Pacific Northwest, where a mysterious disease has spread, making zombies out of everyone. Oh, it's another fucking zombie game.
Oh, God almighty.
So, there you go.
Are there vampires in it too? Any cover-based shooting? Third-person cover-based shooting?
No, it's a rip-off of Flashback.
Oh, well, I could live with that. Something platformery.
Yes, Flashback with zombies.
Couldn't
get my head around Flashback. Really drove me mad. I think I got to the end of
really?
jungle level and gave up.
Blimey, I loved Flashback.
I preferred Another World, personally.
I think I preferred Another World, to be fair. They're very different games, aren't they?
Made tuba.
Yeah. Oh, man.
And they released a sequel to it nobody ever bought.
Yeah, what was it called? Heart of the Alien.
Yeah, because it only came out on the Mega CD. Or Sega CD, if you're American.
And written by completely different people and wasn't good. Apparently.
But he said he got an advisor, right? The bloke, I've forgotten his name, wasn't it? The name. French guy who created it.
Oh, blimey, I should know.
Because he done From Dust as well recently.
Eric Chahi.
Yes, that's it. Yes, he got an advisor role and they pushed him out of it. So.
Oh, good. He's the only person who knows what he's doing. Tell him to fuck off.
Yeah, what do you know about making games?
You game maker.
Yes. No, fuck off and make Heart of Darkness.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we've got our accountants in who are going to make all the decisions, and it's going to be the best game ever.
Okay. Okay. I'll go down the list of new Microsoft announcements. Okay, they've got the new Splinter Cell game, Splinter Cell Blacklist.
I really should actually play a Splinter Cell game at some point in my life.
They've booted out Michael Ironside in this.
Oh, what? Yes. Nobody boots out Michael Ironside.
Yes. He played the villain in
Total Recall?
Total Recall, yes. So, yeah. And apparently he's actually a lot younger now as well, Sam Fisher. I
think you said Michael Ironside was. How do you manage that?
No, unfortunately, they keep making him younger and younger in the games because in the first Splinter Cell game he was in his early 60s, about to retire, and now in the latest one, Blacklist, he's in his late 20s.
What? But chronologically, they're set after each other?
No, yes, chronologically straight after each other.
What?
And
How the fuck does that work?
even more confusing is Blacklist is set 6 months after Splinter Cell Conviction, and it was in his mid-40s in that one.
What's coming next? Splinter Cell Fetus? It doesn't make any sense. They've got to draw the line somewhere.
Yeah, so
He's an edgy teenager.
Yes, he's got Benjamin Button disease.
Oh, God.
No, I don't know how Ubisoft's going to announce it, but his daughter is actually going to be 5 years older than him in it. How does that work? I mean, unless Sam Fisher is some sort of super spy and time lord, I don't know how that actually works.
They're going to have to write the daughter out, aren't they? It's not going to make any sense.
They'll probably sort of turn it around that she's his girlfriend or something and she gets kidnapped.
His mother before too long.
Another exciting Kinect game, Fable the Journey.
Oh, Christ, I've heard of this. It's something about you're stuck in the back of a bloody chariot with Peter Molyneux or something. And you basically have to keep tapping the A button to slap him before he tells you ideas he can't possibly put into games.
You have to keep waving at him. Bay off the bald, effeminate, polo-necked vampire.
Ooh, harsh. I thought you liked him.
No, it's Wes that likes him. I just think he's full of shit.
Well, you could like him and he's full of shit.
He just everything that comes out of his mouth is just bloody false optimism. Like you make trees that grow and that when you grow. And
Fable 1 was big disappointment, wasn't it?
Yeah, he must be quite upset that this latest version of Fable you can't choose to be good or evil because he likes putting out in every single bloody game, doesn't he?
Black and white. Yeah.
Yes.
What I think the biggest disappointment for him was Fable 3, which is more like Fable 1.5.
Yeah.
It was much less of a game than Fable 2.
Fable Light.
Yeah. Diet Fable. So the journey it's just some weird Kinect controlled shooter where you're on the back of a cart or something, isn't it?
It's just essentially House of the Dead virtual cop type game, except you wave at the screen like you're an epileptic in a disco on fire. So
brilliant. There's no better way to lose weight and friends and respectability.
Unless you put it on YouTube video,
Yes, oh yes. Oh, okay.
Next one is FIFA 13 is going to have support for Kinect.
Oh, good. Just what it needs.
And
how the fucking hell will that work?
And our first announcement for the E3 is, because sequels are actually old hat nowadays, they're going for prequels. The first one is actually Gears of War Judgment.
Is that where they make the judgment not to make the Gears of War games and make something interesting and not grey instead?
So that is the next one. Yes, it's going to takes place before the first Gears of War.
Cover-based shooter. Does that have any Kinect support?
I don't know. It doesn't say anything so far. I mean, you're going to look a bit shit hiding behind a sofa and shooting, aren't you?
Occasionally popping up. A Dalek simulator when you're 8 years old. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Let's have Forza Horizon is an open world racing title.
Fool's Horizon? Or
Forza.
Forza. Oh, Forza. Oh, of course.
Yes,
sorry,
Forza.
Yeah. What is that doing different to previous Forza titles?
I think it's going to be more pick up and play, apparently, because it's a bit too sort of in-depth, the other Forza games. In-depth meaning boring.
Yes.
Because I'm not a lover of racing games. I do like fun sort of Mario Kart type ones, but that's about the extent of my interest.
Exactly the same here. I can't think of one. I remember buying Gran Turismo when it was released for PlayStation 1. I think I was just like amazed by the graphics at the time. It just bored me shitless. Car racing, never got on with it. I mean, I don't mind a bit of Outrun, Chase HQ, that kind of thing.
Like I say, it's
Mario Kart's fun, yeah.
You should like the new Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Evolved, though. That's going to be quite good for you.
Who's in that?
Sonic and obviously.
You don't say.
Yes. A couple of Sonic characters and characters from Sega's history, and that like Alex Kidd, Joe Musashi from Shinobi.
Oh, yes.
Like that. So he's going to be in there.
Echo the Dolphin.
Echo. It's be quite interesting seeing him drive a car.
Him versus Seaman, voiced by Leonard Nimoy.
Yes. Internet Explorer is coming to Xbox 360.
That's a shame.
Yes. Yes, I'll have to wait for the Firefox add-on then.
Yeah. Oh dear. So you'll finally be able to look at the internet on your 360 and
Yes.
and
And
I don't know, and wonder why nothing HTML5 or Flash is working, probably. Okay.
okay, yes, a new Tomb Raider game has been announced, which is going to be a reboot of the series.
Oh, new womb trader. Yes, I've heard a bit about this. She's younger and more, well, less superhero-y.
Yes, basically all the video footage of her has been having the shit beaten out of her for 20 minutes. And it's basically,
lovely.
yeah, it's basically a clone of Uncharted as well. Which is ironic, really.
Yes. Does it actually look any good?
It looks quite good, but how much you can actually play of it rather than it's just being a really interactive cutscene with buttons.
Quick time events.
Quick time events, yeah. So everybody loves Shenmue, but they brought that to the world.
Yes, which opened a dark door for humanity. Bloody quick time events. Oh. Is it going to have Kinect support?
Hopefully not.
You have to climb over your sofa or something all the time.
The next other big game announcement was a new South Park game, The Stick of Truth.
Crikey.
So yes, it's going to be an RPG set in the world.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. They've always stuck. What was the first one? Chef's Love Shack or something?
No, that's the second one. South Park the game.
Oh, never even heard of that.
Or Deeply Impacted, as it's originally called.
What sort of game was that?
It's a first-person shooter.
Yeah.
Yes. And the next big announcement was Microsoft gearing up to rip off the Wii U with Xbox Smart Glass.
That's odd. I haven't heard anything about this. So what is that, like a touchscreen panel thing?
It is a touchscreen panel, but rather than you having to spend a ton of money on arbitrary items, you can use an iPad.
Oh.
Or an iPod or anything like that, yes. So you can use that to interact with the 360 and have dual screen stuff.
That's interesting.
So it's going to be completely free. So all it is download an app for the iPad store. So I think that is by far best of the Wii U rip-off announcements.
Well, yeah, because if you've already got a tablet,
yeah,
you're laughing. As long as it isn't one of those shit Android ones that costs like 50 quid.
I think it's I think it's mostly iPad, Apple products at the moment.
If you haven't got one that's not very good, they're like more expensive than 2 Wii U's, I imagine.
Sony have announced the same thing for the PS3, but you need a PS Vita to do that.
Ooh, that's not so good because it's a much smaller screen. I was going to say it's got controls on the side, but then again, so is a joypad.
So yes, that's pretty much all of the interesting things from Microsoft's thingy bobby.
Are you sure? 'Cause I think I missed the interesting bit.
Have you? What was that? Oh, okay.
I don't.
Oh God, you went over my head then. I was so wrapped up in if there's anything remotely interesting from Microsoft, and their answer is no. There's no announcement of the new Xbox 720 or anything like that, which is why this year of E3 is a bit shit because there is no sort of big announcements because this is sort of like a filler year, really.
Great.
Fortunately, actually, we should go on to Sony's press conference, which happened the day afterwards.
Okay. At least there'll be no Kinect.
Yes. No, they've got the PSI, haven't they?
Pounds per square inch. Oh God, what that the Move or whatever.
Yes, the Move. That's it. PlayStation Move. Oh God.
I haven't actually used one of those. I don't know anybody who's got one.
I've got a PSI camera, but I just can't be bothered to set it up because the penny out. Sony's fared slightly better. They have got PlayStation All Stars.
Oh man, is that their version of Smash Brothers?
Yes. Sony. I don't know what's wrong with Sony nowadays. They used to be like, I don't know about you in the 80s, but having a Sony product was like the Rolls Royce, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Now it's just.
And it's just a Me Too company now.
Yep.
I mean,
Usually Me Too several years later.
yeah. I mean, if you wanted a new television, you wouldn't get a Sony now, would you? You'd get something like a Samsung or something like that along those lines.
Entirely true.
Yeah.
Now the Sony is just sort of slightly worse and more expensive.
Yes. So I
What
think
happened to you, Sony? You used to be cool, man.
exactly. They've announced that the PSN game Journey is the best-selling PSN game of all time.
I'm trying to think. Oh, yes, I haven't played that yet.
No.
I'm actually quite looking forward to that. Sort of slightly arty, bit odd sort of thing.
Exactly. Yes. It's a bit of a.
Have you played it?
No. No, I couldn't be bothered to get around to it. I mean, I've got so many sort of art. There's so many. Every other game that you can download is arty, really, isn't it? So, it's like I've forgotten the other ones. There was the other one where you play in the shadows and the monster.
Limbo.
Limbo, that's it. And
that was all right, but it's very basic platform.
I finished it in the end.
So did I. It's short, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was all right. Yeah.
And Braid as well.
Oh, Braid was good.
Goes
really
on.
liked
Yes.
Braid.
Okay, the announcements are God of War Ascension, the second prequel.
God of War, more God of War.
Yes.
Actually, let's go back to that Smash Brothers type game. What characters have they got announced for it?
At the moment, they've got Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal.
Oh, he's the clown, obviously.
Yeah. Parappa the Rapper.
Oh, wow. Is he going to be 2D?
Yes. They've got one of those British space Nazis from Killzone. Plays one of them. What's his name? Kratos from God of War.
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah. He's already been in Mortal Kombat, hasn't he?
Yes. Probably a couple of others. I can't remember. I'll try and have a look who they've got. They've got, for some reason, they got Big Daddy from Bioshock, that well-known Sony PlayStation exclusive game.
What? Couldn't they have Big Red Daddy, the 80s wrestler? That would have made sense.
Shirley Crabtree versus
Giant Haystack.
They've got Drake from Uncharted, Sly Cooper, and Fat Princess. They haven't.
I'm noticing a stylistic problem here. Aren't too many of the characters sort of their dark and edgy ones who are then mixed in with Sly Cooper?
Yeah, sort of the fun, happy cartoon characters. They probably have Zack and Daxter and stuff like that in there.
That's going to be weird. I mean, Smash Brothers inexplicably had Solid Snake in, didn't it? That didn't sort of feel odd at all, did it? But I wonder how that's going to come out.
It's better than Microsoft if they ever do one, because they've only really got two characters, haven't they? They've got Master Chief and they've got Marcus Phoenix.
Yep, Master Chief, Marcus Phoenix, and generic Fable character number 7.
Oh yes, that's the one. Yeah, create your own Fable character. Well, yeah, so and they've announced that you can also play it on the PS3 and the PS Vita at the same time against people.
Wow, for people with 2 sets of hands and eyes.
Yes, so Goro will have lots of fun.
Oh, well, that might be something. Who's developing it? Anybody who actually has made fighting games before?
It might be done by the people who made Twisted Metal, but I may be wrong.
Oh.
So, yes. But anyway, I was going back to my anecdote about Microsoft. Yeah, they've only got about 2 characters, haven't they? They've got Master Chief and Marcus Phoenix. And possibly that cat, I've forgotten his name, Blinks the Time Sweeper.
Oh, my God. I'd forgotten about him. They must have more than that. I don't think they do they? Generic Fable character number 7. No characters immediately spring to mind, put it that way.
Exactly. Microsoft are always down to sort of licensing other stuff and celebrities that nobody really cares about.
Wayne Rooney from FIFA, that'd be good.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, it's a giant potato man.
People are getting confused with Shrek.
Yeah. They've got The Last of Us, which is basically Uncharted follow-on.
Oh.
Which I don't know if you heard of it. It's basically zombies, except they've been sort of caught by a spore, and they're sort of mushroom zombies.
I see. And this is in the Uncharted universe?
I don't know. There was Easter egg in the last Uncharted game, but it's a newspaper about these zombies appearing on the first level. But I don't know if it's set in the same world. Probably not, because that would mean Drake is dead.
Ah. Bit like one of those old Marvel What If comics.
Yes. So, well, yeah, I think they're just starting their own game thing.
Ah, fair enough.
But yes, and the other the other thing you can use it, like I said, with the smart glass thing, you can use a PS Vita as a PS3 controller soon.
That's a very expensive PS3 controller.
Yes, one hell of expensive, and also 2 less buttons on it as well.
Oh, good. Doesn't have those damn triggers though, does it? So that might be something.
Yes, but apart from that, God of War, all the other things they've announced is really. Oh, they've got a Beyond, which is the game from the makers of Heavy Rain, which
no, not just another bunch of cutscenes where you occasionally tap buttons.
Yes, you've still got my bloody copy of that.
I can't get on with it. There's just no game to it. I tried to like it. But...
You've had it longer than I have. It's my bloody game. And another major announcement is they're going to be bringing out PS1 classics to the Sony Vita as well. PS Vita.
Oh, what, just like Tenchu and other PS1 games?
Yes.
I see. You know, kind of like you could on the PSP if you had the firmware set up correctly.
Yes. Hint.
Great.
So yeah, that's quite a letdown from Sony this year. Not very much at all in the way of news.
No.
Oh, and they're going to bring out Call of Duty on the Vita as well. So.
There's a surprise.
Yes. You bet you're on the edge of your seat for that announcement.
Cool, yeah. I'm still enjoying the Nintendo DS versions.
Okay, we should go over to the Nintendo recap.
Oh, yeah. They must be releasing more info about the Wii U by now.
Yes, they have, yes. The first game they announced there was Pikmin 3.
Ooh.
For the Wii U. So I never really played the first two. I've got the first one. Didn't get on with it. Didn't bother buying the second one.
The first one, it was GameCube, wasn't it?
Yes.
Hmm.
What else are they announcing there? The next big game, because they're saying that you can't... they think that they've had bad luck with their console releases lately because they didn't release a Mario game at launch.
Oh.
So the new...
That's true.
Yes. Well, they hadn't had one for the GameCube, they had one on for the Wii. Well, I had a Zelda game for the Wii for launch, that's quite good.
Yeah.
Yes. They are going to be announcing... Yes, so they're going to be announcing a new Super Mario Brothers U.
I see. And how will this work?
It's exactly the same way as New Super Mario Brothers on the other versions, except it's on the Wii U.
I see.
So, yes, so it's exactly the same game, different levels.
Hang on. Shh, listen to my excitement. There, did you hear that?
So that is excitement all around. They've also announced a new Super Mario Brothers 2 for the 3DS.
Oh, fair enough.
Be
even more 3D.
Yes, they announced a bunch of new games coming up for the Wii U, which include Batman Arkham City Armored Edition.
Oh, and in this sense, armoured meaning much less, I imagine.
No, it means it's exactly the same game as the one everybody bought getting on for a year ago, except he's wearing more armour in it.
You've got to be kidding.
Yes, he was wearing armour in the game.
This is like that bloody horse armour DLC from Oblivion, isn't it? And this is for the Wii U, yeah?
Yes, Wii U. So they're releasing a year-old game, which should be well over a year, be over 18 months by the time it comes into Wii U. And the only difference is you'll be wearing armour, and apparently you can charge up this armour and do a super-powered attack.
Hot dang, mama.
Yes. So that's going to be worth 40 quid for a game you've already beaten a year and a half ago.
How is the second screen going to come into it, since the game was obviously designed for one-screen systems?
You'll have that option thing of selecting weapons in the corner.
Great.
Exactly, yes. That's going to be the big innovation for the thing. And also you can shoot the Batarang by moving a camera about, and rather than looking at it on the screen.
It just appears on another screen.
Yes.
And you don't have to hold a button down. Yes.
No.
Blimey. So have we actually got a handle on what the Wii U's graphics are going to be like yet? Because we
Uh,
still don't seem to have seen anything that shows us if it's noticeably better than the 360 and PS3 or not. Or
well, there's a bit of speculation going on about how powerful it is. They reckon somebody at Ubisoft announced that it's going to be 1.5 times more powerful than a 360 and PS3.
so by the time the Xbox 720 and the PS4 are announced, they'll look so much better than it is unbelievable.
Yeah, because they're actually between 20 and 40 times more powerful.
Well, that's going to be interesting. Mind you, it didn't harm sales of the Wii.
No, I don't. I don't know. I don't know why Nintendo do that. Because once upon a time, they used to have the most powerful hardware in the market, didn't they?
Back in the days of the SNES and all that.
Yeah. And now they sort of well, you don't need special hardware and that. And I think they sort of ignoring the hardcore gamers, and a lot of E3 have ignored the hardcore gamers. There's very few actual non-shit games announced, really. I mean, like I said, you moan about the Kinect and the PS Move and stuff like that, but that's the majority of the games coming out for it. They've announced Sing for the Wii U,
Oh, good.
which is a singing game.
That'll be fun.
Yes, that's another original game. They have got Lego City, which is Grand Theft Auto in Lego.
I see. I can't imagine that being as violent somehow.
No. Another original game, Ninja Gaiden 3, is coming to the Wii U.
Oh, good. This is worrying because it's just a lot of games designed for one-screen systems.
Exactly.
And they'll be very old games by the time they come out.
And speaking of which, they have the nearest new old game will be Assassin's Creed 3, which should be about the same time as the Wii U.
Fair enough.
They announced Wii Fit U.
Oh, yes, that makes sense. They sold an awful lot of those boards for the other one, didn't they?
On the plus side, you don't need to buy another board.
Ah, well, that's quite good.
So yeah, all the Wii controllers you've bought over the years will work on a Wii U. So
well, this is good. I get bonus points for that.
So that's something. The biggest game that interested me was one called Zombie U.
Zombie U.
Yes.
I see what they did there.
Yes. But it's basically it's a first-person shooter again, so I'm sure you'll be thrilled by it. And you walk around London, trying to sort of salvage things, scavenge. That's the proper word I'm thinking of, for various items. And you use your Wii U video screen controller to sort of like highlight things like an X-ray controller and stuff like that. And
that sounds very odd.
And you hold it up to like door keys and that to unlock things and stuff like that, and use it as a sniper rifle, hold it up to the screen and stuff like that. And you also only get one life in the game as well.
Ooh, hardcore.
So yes, so once you die, you've got to start the whole game from the beginning as a different character.
Bloody hell.
And also the character that you just died is also out there as a zombie as well, so you have to find him and kill him to get all your stuff back.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah.
That sounds the most interesting thing yet, actually.
I know, that was the best thing by far, and that's Ubisoft was by far the best announcing their new stuff. They also announced
Rayman?
Yeah, they did actually. How did you know that?
Call it a lucky guess. When there's any new console coming out, they always get to foist whatever version of Rayman they've got on it. And usually that pathetic Ridge Racer ripoff that nobody likes.
Oh, I've forgotten his name.
Asphalt?
Asphalt, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
They love releasing that, don't they? A couple of 3DS games, if you're actually bothered by the 3DS anymore. Paper Mario Sticker Star will be coming out at Christmas, which is Paper Mario, except you get stickers to put on things.
Oh, blimey. We're getting back to the days of the Nintendo e-reader at this rate, aren't we?
Yes. Luigi's Mansion 2, or Luigi's Ghost Mansion now, as it's called.
This time it's personal.
No, the big announcement is you go in more than one mansion.
Oh my god!
Yes.
And you've got a choice of vacuum cleaners.
And the big announcement at the end was they released Nintendo Land.
What?
Okay, Nintendo Land is I reckon it's going to be the free pack-in game you get with it, like Wii Sports now. But it's like a theme park. It's got lots of mini games from various Nintendo games over the years. Like you have an archery level with Zelda, a racing level with F-Zero, and stuff like that.
Oh.
And the E3 concert was quite funny because they spent about 20 minutes talking about the game because Retro Studios cancelled their shock announcement game at the last moment, and the guy in charge, Reggie Fils-Aimé, got all pissed off on stage. He looked all pissed off because he had to talk about a crap game for next to 10 minutes. Because apparently the rumours are going to be announcing a new Star Fox game, so I'm sure that was a big loss for everybody.
Oh, that's not that good. Have Nintendo finally worked out a decent online gaming system for the Wii U?
Well, they said that it's going to have full online capabilities because they've announced the Call of Duty Black Ops 2 for the Wii U. So.
Good, because currently you have to swap 43 codes and it still doesn't work properly.
Yes, I send them a friend request and accept it, and I have to send you a friend request and accept it.
Then you have to ask each other's mums if it's okay to go out and play.
Yes. You have to get full police report as well.
CRB checks.
Yes, psychological profiling.
But other than that, it's really simple.
Yes. So that is pretty much E3. I won't bother boring you with EA's announcements of a new...
Oh, go on. What excitement has Electronic Arts got for us this time?
Okay. They have got a brand new Deep Space game, except you play...
Deep Space?
Deep Space? Did I say Deep Space? What am I talking about? Deep Fear? I've forgotten the bloody name now.
Dead Space?
Dead Space, that's it. Yes, that's how interested I am in the series. I can't remember the bloody name. But, yes, and everybody's moaning about it because you have to play it in co-op now. And
you have to play in co-op?
Well, it's probably a computer-controlled AI friend.
I've got you.
Yeah. I don't know, but maybe they'll put it on your own in single player. But yeah, but it sort of defeats the object of being scared on your own if you've got a friend with you.
Yes.
So it instantly stops being scary if you've got somebody else to play with you.
Yeah, that's not going to be so easy to ramp up the old fear factor there, is it?
They've announced a new Need for Speed game.
There's a surprise. I like the way they have weird subtitles after. This will be something like Need for Speed Xylophone.
Oh, no, this is Need for Speed Most Wanted.
Haven't they had that one?
They have, yes, because they're getting so many Need for Speed games now. They're actually using the same titles as previous games.
There's somebody at EA who really fucking needs some speed, doesn't he? Yeah. He's really obsessed with it. I've got to get some soon. Release more games. I think the only Need for Speed game I've ever played and enjoyed was the one on the 3DO.
Yes, that's my favourite one.
That must be like 18 years ago now?
Quite 94. So 18 years ago, yeah.
Well, that's a good guess.
Excellent guess.
Thank you. That's probably the best guess I'll ever do.
So I was hoping they'd announce a new Road Rash game because I'm getting a bit fed up with Need for Speed.
God, I like Road Rash, yeah.
Everybody likes Road Rash. I don't know why they're not announced a new one.
Blimey, that's a really no-brainer thing to release, surely.
Mate, all it is Need for Speed on motorbikes. I mean, how hard is it to do?
Yeah, you get to punch people off and stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
infinite fun.
You can imagine an online version of that. It'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Anyhow, talking about getting all excited about games that aren't coming out.
Yes. Fuck knows, there's nothing to get excited about. The ones that yeah.
They've announced a new Medal of Honor game as well, Medal of Honor Warfighter, which I announced several months ago, so nobody's really that excited about.
Warfighter?
Yes.
So there's a war and you fight? Isn't that a bit redundant?
Yeah.
You know? It's not war correspondent, is it?
Yeah. You know? Maybe some sort of passive-aggressive soldier or something. Sort of.
Yeah, that gun's great, mate. Yeah. You should be proud of yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. He defeats his enemies by making them feel sorry for themselves. Do your mother know what you're doing here? Is she proud of you?
Yeah. Yeah, I used to hold a gun like that. Yeah.
God, yeah.
Bloody hell.
Is this what you want to do with your life, is it? This.
Yeah.
Shoot people. You want to kill people. Is that what you want to do? Is that what you're going to tell your grandkids?
You must be so proud.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's just another Medal of Honor.
Yes,
game.
except set in modern times because everybody's doing modern gaming.
They've already done a Medal of Honor in modern times, haven't they?
Yes, and it was not very well received.
To say the least. It was one of those things that was 40 quid, and then I looked the next week and it was 15, and then they were knocking it out second hand for like 4.
Oh, the game was unbelievably easy as well.
Oh, that helps.
I was playing it on its hardest difficulty, right? And you know that times when you get bored sometimes, you stick a game on easy so you can just run round and do really stupid things like running out and punch every single enemy in the game to kill him.
Yes.
I was doing that on the hardest difficulty. So I just gave up using a gun after a while. I just went around punching people. So
You would probably get a Medal of Honor for that. Defeated 409 enemy combatants by punching them.
So yeah, that's how easy it was in the end. I didn't even bother playing it online. But luckily Battlefield 3 came out and they're probably using Medal of Honor as a stopgap between Battlefields now. Because Battlefield 3 is the biggest selling EA game of all time.
Is it?
Yes.
Bloody hell. What, even more than Rock Band 93?
Even more than Pinball Construction Set.
No!
Yes, I'm afraid it is.
I can't understand this.
So yes, that is pretty much EA's lineup, really. Actually, I'll just have another look just in case they've announced something of interest. Which I'm going to say no, they've not. They've announced a new SimCity game, which is going to be coming on Facebook.
Oh, well, that might work. Depends how they implement it, I suppose.
They've announced a Battlefield 3 premium subscription.
Oh, lovely.
So instead of paying £8 for new maps, you get to pay £40.
Brilliant.
Yes.
That's really good. That's made me feel very good about the world.
Yes. Oh, by the way, and if you pre-order Medal of Honor Warfighter, you get some pre-order DLC for free.
I'm so excited.
That Star Wars game they released recently, The Old Republic, it's been so popular that they're going to release, everyone put it for free.
Oh, fair enough.
Yes. When I say more popular, I mean nobody's playing it. Sorry, I don't know if you missed the sarcasm.
Yeah, so they're going to sort of try and cut their losses and just spew it out for free.
They've got Star Wars 1313 coming out as well. Don't know if you heard about that.
Ooh, no, I haven't. What is this? Another... Well, I was going to say a LucasArts game. Is there anybody left at LucasArts now? Everything's been programmed by the T-Boy, I think.
Well, they're trying to make Star Wars more adult. They're trying to get rid of all the sort of the campy Jar Jar Binks, C-3PO sort of hilarious characters. And they're trying to go for a larger, grittier, darker, noir type Star Wars.
Oh, I see. They kind of went for that with the Force Unleashed, didn't they?
They did do, but I think they went a bit campy in the second one. But the Star Wars 1313, it's going to be set in the slums of one of the cities. And basically it's going
You're not a hard-boiled space detective, are you?
No, you're not. Can you tell me what game it rips off? Star Wars, it's going to be a dark, gritty game, right?
Yeah.
And yes, and it's going to be adult themed. Which game does it rip off?
A specific Star Wars one?
No, it's not any Star Wars game. It's another mainstream game that it rips off.
This now. Sounds a bit condemned. What?
Oh, no, it's third person, which probably gives it away instantly.
Oh dear. I mean, it's going to be a fucking cover-based shooter based on Gears of War.
Uncharted.
Oh, of course. So you can do all the Jedi flips and nonsense and. Mind you, are you a Jedi in this one?
No, you play a bounty hunter. You're deep below the surface of Coruscant. Or Coruscant.
Coruscant, yeah.
Yes. The game represents a massive union among LucasArts, Industrial Might and Magic, LucasArts Animation, and Skywalker Sound. They've only just got together, even though it's the same bloody company.
Good work on your internal dialogue there, lads. Yeah. Well, yeah, that might be all right, I suppose. But and yet again, another bloody third person.
It's Uncharted.
It's Uncharted in Star Wars. Yeah,
Yes.
and once again, will be less than the sum of the things it's ripping off, I imagine.
Mm.
Dear, oh dear.
I was really upset about Star Wars Unleashed.
Mm.
I mean, it could have been a really good game, but all they had to do was rip off Psyops, and it would have been a fantastic game. But they didn't.
Yes.
It was like half-finished Psyops, really.
The first one was sort of okay. And when the sequel came around, you thought, perhaps they'll actually fix the problems. Instead, it's far worse. What the hell was the deal with the sequel? Did they knock it out in 3 weeks or something?
I know there's half of it was missing as well. Half of the good things in the original that was fun. They've taken out.
It really did feel like sort of levels made by fans or something. It was just sort of a horrible slog to the end. I've got no idea why I completed that game, actually.
You complete the second one?
Yeah, it was so bad. It's just grinding and tedious, and
I gave up halfway.
It's got to be one of the worst sequels, I think, or at the very least, the most disappointing sequels.
And that's saying something in video games, isn't it?
Yes, it bloody is. It's the Men in Black 2 of the video game world. Yeah.
Such a shame. But I think that is about it in regards to E3.
Really?
Yes. So, like I said, it was a terrible year this year. It's probably the worst E3 in recent memory.
So the Wii U is still not. We still don't really know that much about it.
No, they've not announced any specs for it,
which
is odd because they announced the Wii specs long before it come out.
Yes,
this is they've not announced. So that means it's not very good if they've not announced it.
Yeah, that doesn't exactly inspire confidence, does it?
They've already announced some issues with it, like if you are using a game with the Wii television screen, Wii pad it's called. That's called. It's a Wii pad.
It's not called a Wii pad.
It is, yes.
So the incontinence pad, yes. Well, tenor for men.
No, it's if you're using a game that uses the Wii pad, you can only play it in 720p.
Oh, good.
Yes, and also you can't. It's so processor intensive using a Wii pad that you can't. They've had to cancel the fact that you can use 2 controllers. You can only use 1 now. Because I think at one point they wanted 4 people using one, which I think is hideously expensive. I don't know.
Yes, because you have to buy all the buggers separately, don't you? After the first. So you can still have 2-player co-op with them.
Yes, but everyone else has. Only one person can use a TV screen thing, the Wii pad, and everybody else has to use a normal controller.
Blimey!
On the plus side, you don't have to buy any more controllers because they're all Wii pads, Wii controllers.
Oh, I see. So you'll use the old Wii controller with Motion Plus and
yeah.
Well, cool, blimey.
And they've gone very quiet about if it's compatible with the GameCube anymore. They've not said anything about that.
To be fair, I think I can understand them dropping that now.
Oh, they do sort of
a long time.
Yeah, they do sort of drop machines in revisions, don't they? Really, I mean, they stopped like Game Boy Advance and DS after a while.
Yes, true enough. Change the slot.
Yes, stuff like that.
I mean, it happens to them all. To the PS3, only the very early versions would play.
Oh, that's just Sony being dicks, though, because people were buying PS2 games and they didn't want people to buy PS3 games. So they took it out, and they just said it was a licensing issue, and it's bollocks.
And Microsoft had their kind of, I was going to say half-assed, but it wasn't even quarter-assed attempt at software emulation of old games, but it'll run like a handful, and most of them really badly.
Yeah, it'll run games that people don't want to play. I mean, I wanted to play the new Prince of Persia game on it, the third one. The 2 Princes, I think it's called, the third one.
Thrones or something? I can't remember. Yeah,
something like that. Yes, the ironic subtext, and you couldn't play it, but you could play Barbie's Horse Adventure on it.
That classic.
So I don't know what they made that priorities of that then.
I wanted to play Crimson Skies on it. Does that work? Do you know?
It should do because it's a first-party title. I think pretty much all the first-party titles are compatible.
I might have a go at that then. It's a game I missed. I always wanted to play.
Oh, don't get too excited.
Oh.
If you want to play a good sort of flight sim like that, you want to get that one that was cancelled with the Dreamcast.
Oh, I have a copy of that. Something like Pilot Circus or something. I can't remember the name. Propeller Arena.
That sounds like it, yes.
Yeah, wasn't it cancelled because it featured the two towers, the World Trade Center?
It featured a city level, which could be confused with New York.
Ah,
Because every single city in a game is New York, anyhow. That's why.
yes.
So yeah, so they cancelled it because that's a shame, really, because it's a really, really good game.
Oh well, that's a bit depressing.
So yes,
it's completed, and it's been leaked, so at least we can play it now, I suppose.
And also like the Dreamcast Half-Life game that's completed. And
yeah, I remember getting a copy of that and think this is noticeably better than the PC version was at the time.
Apart from the fact it loaded every 5 seconds.
Yeah, that did put me off completely. Actually, now you mentioned that.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a worry that we just talked about the big upcoming games festival, and instead we're just far more interested in unreleased Dreamcast games decades ago.
It's like I said, it was an absolute terrible year for E3. I mean, like I said, there's one or two games that I'm remotely interested in. I think my highlights are probably Zombie U.
That's the only thing I've got any interest in from what you've said.
And The Last of Us sounds quite interesting.
Which one was The Last of Us again? Was that the
Uncharted with mushroom zombies? Yeah.
Don't know about that. Somebody mentioned something about a game where you it's set sort of in the future where you can hack into all the wireless technology around you.
Oh yes, that was the other Ubisoft big game. I can't remember the bloody name of it now.
I don't think.
There's a big rumor on it that it's not going to come out on this generation consoles. It's going to be for next generation consoles, but they can't announce it.
Ooh.
So
it sounds interesting because it sort of adds the sort of detective element of knowing everybody's secrets as you're walking past.
Yeah, it's essentially Assassin's Creed set in the present, really. But they probably don't want you to know that.
Does it turn into a cover-based shooter at any point?
I think it does, actually, yes.
Oh, fuck's sake. You've got to be kidding me.
It's called Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs, right.
Yes, Watch Dogs, yes. And it's got a special cameo from Anne... What's his name? I've ruined that joke, haven't I?
Anne Robinson.
Anne Robinson, yes.
Yes.
I was thinking of Anne Diamond for some reason.
That would be frightening.
Yes.
Oh, so it actually is like... Oh... So they have this interesting idea and just tack it onto a bloody shooter, as ever.
Yeah, and they've been made a big boasting about it as well. And the press releases yesterday, they're proud it's an original title in this horizon of nothing but sequels. I mean, they're sort of right, but all they've done is just set Assassin's Creed in modern times, and you can hack into computers and stuff.
I was quite interested in that until you mentioned the shootery bits.
Yeah, it is mostly shooting. Like you can stop somebody from escaping by hacking the traffic lights and causing a car crash and stuff like that.
How scripted is that, though? Can you do that whenever you fancy, Grand Theft Auto wise?
I don't know. It's just like a 5-minute pre-made thing, but the driving sections are made by Reflections, the people who made the Driver series and Destruction Derby.
Well, so that's a fairly good pedigree, except for Driver 3.
Yes, we'll forget about that.
Yes, let's not mention that again.
But yes, apart from that, that was a big highlight for people. I don't know why I forgot about that. So that's about it for E3. Did that perk your interest?
Here's a hint. No.
Oh.
They need an area at E3 for indie games or something, don't they?
Yes, it's called the parking slot. Because there's so much I don't give a shit.
This game looks innovative and interesting. Fuck off out of it. Yeah. At what point do you hide behind an incredibly shallow wall that's appeared in the middle of nowhere for no reason and then pop over and shoot at some funny aliens? Well, I'm glad I didn't go.
I'm glad I didn't go.
I was likely to anyway.
No. You can pretend to be press. Everybody can pretend to be press and that. You don't have to be... All you have to do is be a celebrity on YouTube and you can go. You don't have to have anything to do with games.
I don't know, when they won't let me into bloody exhibitions I've paid money to attend. So I don't think...
I shouldn't be laughing, but no.
Oh dear. That's the price of no fame whatsoever. Yeah.
So yes, that is E3 2012.
Brilliant.
Any
What's going to
close?
happen next year? They're just going to have a big bit of dog shit in a warehouse and walk around pointing at it.
Possibly it's PS4 is going to be announced, probably, but if that's what
Ooh.
you mean. But yeah, this is what next year's going to be. It's going to be a big announcement for the Microsoft and Sony, really, for their new consoles, and they'll probably come out in Christmas, November time or something. But yeah,
Hopefully Sony this time won't spend like over a year releasing a console that's almost identical to the 360.
yes, and not as good, slightly.
That was a bit depressing, really.
Yes. So
I wonder if
any
they'll ever release that console that they pretended they were making when the Dreamcast was out. So they claimed it was going to be the PS2, but you're looking at the screenshots they showed you, they still haven't reached that with a PS3. You know? It's actually more real than real life. You know?
and they released a bouncer for the PS2.
Yeah, oh god, the bounce. Wasn't that one of the launch games?
Yeah, well, just a very early game. And yeah,
Oh man, I've never played. Is it as bad as people say?
it is bad. Yeah.
Oh dear. I can remember seeing that in the game shops, yeah, and just sort of sitting on the shelf.
So there's a reason why. So
Isn't that about time they made a new version of Final Fight or something?
well, they made one a couple of years ago, didn't they? They made that Streetwise one.
Streetwise. Oh yeah, that was shite, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's the same really because they've released some prototype footage of what a game it was going to be. And it's going to be a lot closer to the original, and it looks a lot better.
Oh.
It didn't have Hager in it though. Well,
Oh, that's no good then.
yeah.
Hager or GTFO?
Yes. Ruffle Mal.
Well, but somebody told me they were doing like a 3D remake for Xbox Live, but I don't know what happened to that.
So basically, like a PlayStation Arena thing that nobody ever uses.
Yeah, something like that.
That's bloody awful. No, PlayStation Home. I've used it about 3 times because it's such a pain in the ass loading up.
Oh God, I remember. Yes, yeah, it was just like a sort of weird. What was that? Well, it's probably still going. That old PC thing, Second Life or something.
It was,
sort of
yes.
a massively cut down version of that, wasn't it?
Yes. Except nobody's remotely interested in talking to each other.
That was one of those things they were pushing really hard for a short period, but nobody was interested in.
Well, another thing about that was originally supposed to be the third Getaway game.
Was it?
Yeah, because you remember they started showing all this video footage of the Getaway, the new one, and it was all set around London and it had really, really impressive graphics. And then they just cancelled it and turned it into PlayStation Home.
Oh, thanks, lads.
So, yes. It's a shame, really, because I really liked the Getaway.
Hmm.
I actually, we used to use it, the free ride mode, to actually navigate around London before the TomTom come out. So we knew
Bloody hell.
So we knew our way around it, yeah.
Didn't realise it was that accurate. Crazy.
It's very, very accurate. I mean, it's missing a load of sort of little side streets and that, but it's as close as you can really get.
That's quite interesting.
Let's have a look. Okay, they like mixing crossover games with Dynasty Warriors.
Oh, yes.
Do you know what the next series they want to cross Dynasty Warriors with?
EastEnders.
No.
Coronation Street.
No, it's
The Bill.
it's a video game.
Oh, that's less interesting. EDF.
No. Pokemon.
Oh, Bird, you've got to be joking.
No, Pokemon Conquest it's called. Partly it's going to be more like Nobunaga's Ambition, which is a game that came out on the NES that nobody gives a fuck about.
I've played that on. I've got a version of that for the Game Boy Advance.
Oh.
It's like a turn-based tactical thing, but also quite a lot of dealing with rice resources going on.
Oh, well, that's going to be with Pokemon now.
Bloody hell. I don't really know what to make of that. That's really fucking strange.
It's just running out of ideas. Is this the world we're going to live in now? That there's no ideas left whatsoever.
Well, there is a lot, but you have to look towards these indie games, and
they get buried under.
Yes, somebody told me there was a space at E3 for indie games, but it was very small. It's like smaller than last year when they started it. You know.
Unfortunately, nobody was there because they turned a day late, and they weren't allowed to use the table.
Just sat there empty. And eventually they put some of EA's merchandise on. Yeah. God almighty. Oh, well. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting next year with the new consoles, I suppose.
Yes, that's pretty much the big announcement. That's why this year's been rubbish, because everybody's gearing up for their big games for that.
Yeah.
Especially Ubisoft.
Yes. They did Rayman next.
Yeah.
Asphalt
Rayman.
Sodium injection, or whatever it is.
Asphalt Prolapse.
Yeah. That's the next Need for Speed game. Oh, dearie me. Yeah, well, thanks for getting me up to speed with that. So I think I've forgotten nearly all of it already.
Probably for the best. Sort of get rid of horrific memories. It's your brain, isn't it? It's trying to sort of forget the painful things, like when you're in a car crash or something. It sort of blanks out memories on purpose, so you don't have to relive them.
Every year, also, the journalists always seem to say, "Oh, E3 is becoming more and more relevant," and blah blah blah. And yet they all still cover it in depth, don't they?
That's because it just gets news. That's why everybody wants to go there and to get news. And
why do they say it's dying, and then it obviously isn't, because they're always covering it really.
Well, they're going to boycott it this year, weren't they? Because they're supporters of the SOPA Act.
Oh my god! But they didn't boycott it, obviously.
No, they didn't. I remember Screw Attack was doing it. You know, if they continue to support the SOPA Act, we're not going to go. We're going to boycott it. And I just thought that's the most stupid thing you could possibly do. So basically, you're going to cut your own nose off to spite your face.
You need to go and protest.
Yes, I am not going to go and possibly lose out on a huge amount of views and ad revenue by not attending.
Yeah, that was never going to happen, really, was it? So did the people behind E3 renege on their support of SOPA?
Well, they put it, they're very clever, and they put it as, we never were, we were thinking about it. We're sort of like, we're the Switzerland of...
So basically, yes, we do support it, but now there's been a backlash, we're going to pretend we didn't.
No, yeah, that's exactly what it was, yeah. So, we're sort of on middle ground. It's a good idea, but, it's stuff like that.
But, we're not going to, please come to our show.
Yeah.
Somebody told me the venue for E3 will be different next year.
Really? It'll be a space station Mir.
That's correct. It's going to be held in Scunthorpe, in an old woman's house, for no reason. Now, something about they're going to build another baseball stadium or something in LA, despite them having two already.
Oh, you can't have enough baseball stadiums, can you?
Yeah, was it baseball? Could have been football stadium, actually. I'm not sure. Stadium of some description. Possibly both. Despite them not having a local team for the sport. So somebody was explaining it to me, but I didn't have enough sort of points of reference to really.
It's a bit like the Wembley Stadium type thing, because they haven't got their own team, have they, Wembley? And...
That's true, yes. And they hold the big stuff there. But we haven't already got two other Wembleys close by.
Yeah. Sort of Wembley reserves.
Yes. The spare Wembley.
Back up Wembley, yes.
Oh, dear. Oh, well, that'll do. I don't want to think about that anymore.
No. So, in conclusions, what's your opinion?
I will sum it up with this noise.
I should sum up with this noise.
That was excellent. What was that?
That was my impression of Cheggers Plays Pop. Mute wasn't. So.
I was convinced. It was like Cheggers was here in the room with me. Please don't do it again.
Well, thank you very much for putting through our podcast, if it is a podcast, not just us rambling about random moaning about how games were better in the old days.
I don't think...
And us looking forward to games that haven't been announced.
Yes.
Well, that's how much EA E3 sucked this year, if you have to make up games to look forward to, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not good, is it? It's not good at all. Oh, well. I doubt anybody's actually listened to the end.
Yes.
If you have, well done.
Yes, well done. Have a biscuit.
Last word is harvest.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.